Welcome to the Jeff Crilley Show.
Welcome back to the Jeff Crilley Show. This is Sarah Crilley stepping in for my dad while he's on vacation with my beautiful stepmom. They're in Florida. How jealous are we, guys?
Very.
So our next segment, young professionals need a place to go for encouragement. I have today with me the Dallas Junior Chamber to tell us how they help chamber members make a difference and to talk about what they are all about and get their perspective on roundtable questions, which will be later. But first, let's get to know a little bit about them. Hi, guys.
Hello.
How's it going?
Hey.
Talk just a little closer to the mic, guys. I know I was like torturing them earlier. I'm like, you have to talk really
close
and really deep voice. And I hope I don't sound like a chipmunk because I had a lot of caffeine earlier. Okay, so I want each of you to introduce yourselves and we'll kind of go in a circle. And who are all these guests that I have behind the mic that are stunningly gorgeous?
Oh, of course we are. My name is Dr. Carly Bendewald, and I am the president of the Dallas Junior Chamber. In my professional life, I'm a chiropractor, and I own Crescendo Chiropractic here in Dallas.
Fantastic entrepreneur. Next.
My name is Ponce Duran. I'm chairman for the Dallas Junior Chamber, and I was an ex-president, just like Carly. And so we have a great team here. Dallas Junior Chamber is all volunteer run. We have a great communications VP by the name of Sarah Crilley as well.
Geez.
So she kind of helps, yeah. But in my day-to-day job, I'm a vice president for the Capel Chamber of Commerce. So chamber for my fun and chamber for my work life. So it's a lot of fun.
Chamber all the time.
Chamber all the time.
I'm Kylie Spurgeon. I am the executive VP of the Dallas Junior Chamber, and I'm also Sarah Crilley's boss
Yes.
on the chamber. And she's amazing. And then when I'm not on the Jeff Crilley Show or running the Dallas Junior Chamber, I am a credentialing coordinator at Medical City Dallas Hospital.
And
My name is Matt Tilley. I'm the VP of Finance. And when not doing chamber things, I actually own a dog walking company.
whoa. This is why I love having you guys in the hot seat because I didn't know that, Matt. That's really cool. How long have you been doing the dog walking?
Almost 2 years, actually, as of October. So
That's fantastic. So a couple entrepreneurs in here, a couple corporate America. Very awesome. So we're going to start off with Ponce because I really want to focus in on first here a little bit about the Dallas Junior Chamber. What is the chamber?
So Dallas Junior Chamber is a young professionals group, and we're actually the oldest young professionals group in Dallas. We were started in 1918, so we're 97 years young, and we really work on networking, philanthropy, professional development, all on how we really interact with the community. We have several large events that interact with the community, and it's a really wonderful experience to be with young people who care, who really want to make a difference, and that's kind of how we all got into the organization. All of us have come in the last few years, and we've had a great time rebuilding the organization into something that's been so much larger than in past years. But we have a great core with our president, Carly Bendewald, and our young staff.
Very nice. Carly, you want to take it from here?
Oh, sure. Well, a lot of our members are new to Dallas. They've either moved here for a job, they've just graduated college, they've gone through some sort of life change. And they find that the Dallas Junior Chamber is great because it connects people with their professional and also personal aspects of their life.
Very, very good. Again, you're listening to the Jeff Crilley Show. My guest right now, the Dallas Junior Chamber. So I think we can kind of get in a little bit here. Let's talk about networking. Somewhere between 60 and 80% of jobs are found through networking. It's a statistic that's almost hard to swallow for millennials who simply don't have a large network to rely on. And once you find that job, developing friendly interactions between fellow professionals is vital to a growing career. So with the Dallas Junior Chamber, I'm a huge fan of networking, the traditional networking aspect, and getting off the social media networking. Let's talk a little bit about that, guys.
Well, our networking events, we have one every month. Our upcoming event for September is September 17th at Dallas Fish Market from 7:30 to 9:30. And we love having these events because we can have fun, but we can also make connections as well. I know personally for my business, I've been able to grow my professional contacts and also grow my business through the chamber. And I think, Matt, would you agree it's helped your business as well?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's really cool that you have. Let's talk a little bit about Matt. Put him in the hot seat about this dog walking. It's not something that you hear very often, and everybody has dogs.
Exactly. I mean, there's so many people, especially at the younger age and millennials, that have dogs that are very needy of exercise, but so many people are working, and who really wants to spend their lunch break rushing home through traffic, grabbing their dog, running outside, and then speeding back to work, and then you're almost more stressed after your lunch break than when you went to lunch. So we offer a great service just where we can come over, take care of the dog, so you can actually enjoy your lunch break and just have a all-around more pleasant day and not worry about what's going to happen when you go out of town on vacation.
That's fantastic. What's your dog walking business called?
Frog Walks Dogs. I have a TCU alumni, so.
Frog Walks Dogs. Awesome.
And I've personally used Matt's service, and he's fantastic. He now has a key to my house because it's just easier to give him a key and not have to worry about it. We're like, hey, Matt, I need you to come over and walk my dog.
That's so awesome. So, Kylie, since you're on the mic, let's talk a little bit about networking and what you've experienced.
Definitely, most millennials coming in, you're not working in the same place that you went to school in or that you grew up in. So, you get to this new city, you have this new job, and you don't really know anybody. And maybe, something happens with that job and you're looking for a new one pretty quick. So that's definitely been my experience. It's definitely a place to, find out what's happening in that city, make some connections, whether they're in your industry or not. You never know who they know and, what it might lead to at the end.
Again, my guest right now, the Dallas Junior Chamber. That's dallasjuniorchamber.com. So we've got networking down. How about professional development? As a young professional, we're continually growing and changing. Tell me about the opportunity that the Chamber has provided members throughout the past year and what you each have personally gained through that with professional development.
One of my favorite events this year was when we did a speed networking event, and we educated our members on what exactly is a 30-second elevator speech, and how do you do that, and what's the benefit of it for either your professional career or even personally.
Yeah, an elevator pitch, right? Elevator speech, elevator pitch. So basically when you meet someone in the elevator and they're like, yeah, so what do you do? Or that's just kind of the technical term. But, when you're networking, it's important to kind of get that down and not just stumble over, I do this. Or maybe one specifically, then like, gosh, I do a lot of things, but what do I exactly say? Well, how do I encompass all of this in just one little elevator pitch? But that's very cool. So what else have we done this year?
Well, I think actually volunteering with our group or being on the board is a huge professional development because you learn aspects of how to interact with people, how to run events that you might not get in your day-to-day life.
Absolutely, which moves me on to we can't forget about events. We have awesome events with the Dallas Junior Chamber, and that's what we're actually known for is our events. So I'm going to give each and every one of you an opportunity to kind of deep dive in each one of those events. So we'll start with Carly.
Oh, okay. Well, we most recently had our Christmas in July event, and that was July 25th. And it was a great event in support of the Warren Center and Jonathan's Place, where we came together, we had some fun, we were in Christmas attire in the July heat, and it's one of our more fun events where we can give back to the community.
That was so much fun. I had a blast. Eat, drink, and be merry in July. What's the next event that we're talking about?
So our next event is coming up. It's called the Johnny Sides. It's actually the Dallas Police Rookie of the Year Gala, and this is our 63rd year to host this. So this is our civic legacy in Dallas. We have a great time. I was chair in 2010 and 2013, and it's really what brought me in the organization. So me personally, they found me in a bar, and it was a networking thing, and I started meeting everyone from the DJCC, and what really hooked me was Johnny Sides, and it's just we bring in the chief of police, we bring in the mayor, a city councilman, and we have a really close, intimate dinner of about 100 to 150 people. And we really give thanks to the Dallas Police Department for all they do for us. And these days in the news, it's been very difficult for police here in Texas and nationwide. And I think it has an added meaning this year because of a lot of cops don't get a lot of praise. And especially these are the best of the best. These are the finest rookies in probably the entire nation and the Dallas Police Department in general. So wonderful event, December 5th at City Club Dallas. Additional links on our website, dallasjuniorchamber.com.
Very good. And with that Johnny Sides event, our event is awarding those outstanding rookies. So are they in their first or second year as a police officer?
They are in their first year as in their profession. Some of them are older, some of them are younger, some of them had one or two other jobs, but they are in their first year, and so they're literally straight out of the academy into the streets usually for most rookies. And a lot of them have field assignments that are at night that are not the most desirable positions, but that's what rookies get. And not only have they succeeded, but they've got the attention of their superiors and the community at large.
Yeah, it's so cool to be able to recognize them. And what's the other event that we have? We have 4 a year.
Yes, we have 4.
Running around like crazy.
If you're going on the calendar, my favorite event is Beep. We have a beeping Easter egg hunt for blind children, usually 2 weeks before Easter, somewhere around there. And it's a fantastic event. It's my favorite event that we do the entire year. It is awesome. We get these kids in that don't have a lot of, opportunities for activities just made for them, and their families appreciate. We have about 200 kids and their family members that come out, and it's kind of a carnival-like experience for them. They do the Easter egg hunts. We have face painting. We worked this year with the blind artist in Dallas, John Bramblett, who was fantastic. You were there, Griff.
Yeah, he was awesome. Where did we have it this year?
This year we partnered with SMU Meadows, and we were looking to do so again this year, and we had it on SMU's campus, and we partnered along with American Foundation for the Blind and DARS.
And last but not least, my personal favorite event, Taste.
The other event, and it is our first event of the year in February, is Taste, which is, as it sounds, a big wine tasting where everyone gets together and there's lots of bottles of wine and the occasional Uber here and there. But what we do with that is the proceeds actually go to our event Beep, which, as Kylie said, is the Easter egg hunt. But through this event this year, we're actually able to donate $2,300 to the DARS Foundation. So, you get to go out, have a wine tasting, and then the proceeds of it go to funding an Easter egg hunt for the blind. So how often you get to go out to the bar and feel great about it the next day?
No, Taste was so much fun, and also gave back to charity. How much did we raise this year?
$2,300 for Beep and Taste.
Yeah, it's awesome, and we're definitely planning on growing those. So excited to be a part of the Dallas Junior Chamber. Carly, what's coming up this month, and how can we get involved?
Our upcoming happy hour is at the Dallas Fish Market on September 17th from 6:30 to 9:30, and we would love everybody to come out and socialize.
I heard that we're going to have a Dallas Junior Chamber signature drink, which will be pretty cool. And then what can we expect to, how do people find us at the networking events?
Oh, you'll find us. You'll see, we have a banner, we have a table. There's a whole group of people congregating that you walk in. You don't have to worry about bringing a friend. Just come. Don't be hesitant and just come. And we would love to introduce you to the rest of our Dallas Junior Chamber members.
You can also keep up with the Dallas Junior Chamber on several different social media channels. Ponce, you want to take over?
Yeah, of course. We're an all-digital chamber, so we exist on the web and on social media. This is the main way that people find out about us these days. So Dallas Junior Chamber Facebook, at Dallas Junior Chamber on Twitter, and at Dallas Junior Chamber on Instagram. Those are probably our big 3. And we're actually being Periscoped right now for the first time. So we are live streaming on Twitter as we speak. But our social networks are very strong. We really put a lot of effort and time into them, and along with our website to recruit our young professionals.
Very good. Coming up on the Jeff Crilley Show, Sarah Crilley standing in again, our roundtable discussion. So we'll keep the Dallas Junior Chamber on the mic and bring along our other guests that we have in on that. So stay tuned.
The Jeff Crilley Show.
Welcome back to the Jeff Crilley Show. This is Sarah Crilley standing in today as the co-host while my dad and stepmom are in Florida. Don't worry, Jeff will be back next weekend, but here I am starting off this roundtable discussion with you guys. So let's go around the room and introduce our new guest, which is Maru, and we'll do a little deep dive with her next. But she's standing in for the roundtable, so we're excited.
Thank you so much, Sarah, and thank you everyone for having me. I'm Maru Iabichela. I am a life and business coach, speaker, and future author, and I'm just happy to be here to talk about entrepreneurship.
And then we have returning the Dallas Junior Chamber. I don't know if anybody's heard of them recently, but
I'm Kylie Spurgeon. I'm the Executive Vice President of the Dallas Junior Chamber.
I'm Ponce Ren. I'm Chairman for the Dallas Junior Chamber.
I'm Dr. Carly Bendewald, President of the Dallas Junior Chamber.
And I'm Matt Tilley, the VP of Finance.
and the man behind the curtain is also
That would be me,
yes.
Kevin Ebeling, back in my element over here. I like it. Back in the captain's chair.
You're looking good, Kevin. So I'm so excited for Roundtable. All right. So let's first talk about traditional networking versus social networking. Now, don't get me wrong. Having an online presence is important, but tell me a little bit about going beyond social media channels like Facebook and LinkedIn and how everybody feels about networking being an important aspect of advancing your career. Who wants to start off?
I'll start off. I think it's one of these things that it's a wider reach for digital media. When you're on Facebook and Twitter and you pick up a follower, on Instagram when you like something, it's a great fast way to make that first connection. But those deeper relationships and connections simply take time. They take person-to-person interaction. They take having a beer with them after DJCC happy hour and kind of getting to know them. So I think that deeper connection still is so important, not only to business but personal development. But at the same time, you can find someone like, hey, I know you on Twitter. How's it going? We've never met before, but you have that instant connection where you have a community of sorts that of people you kind of know, but it still requires that second step of really talking to them, getting to know them, listening to them, and just really building a relationship.
Gosh, I completely agree with you. Let's hear from the famous Kevin Radio.
Oh, I knew you were going to go to me on this, and I have no insight. I'm the worst ever at using social media. I mean, as far as Facebook goes, that's pretty much it. I try to use my Twitter as much as I can. I'm getting a little bit better at it, but I would say, obviously, LinkedIn is the best tool anybody has these days.
Awesome. I would love to hear from Maru. Let's hear about something that she's been using lately.
Yes, definitely. So as an online entrepreneur, social media is definitely key in my success and in growing my reach. It's so funny because I did a broadcast yesterday on how many of my clients have come from online networking and how many have come from offline networking. So I think my ratio was 40% have come from connections that I've made. Like one of my clients is my former boss. Some of my clients are people I've met at networking events or retreats or events that I've attended. So I definitely have this nice balance between people that I've met online and people that I've met offline. But I really got to tell you that I don't think anything will ever replace that human interaction, that deep connection that you get when you bond with someone in person, right? A lot of my online clients I met 6 months ago, and we've been building relationships. And then they said, okay, here's my credit card. I will hire you to help me grow my business and follow my dreams. But nothing replaces that first impression, that lasting first impression that will make you want to get to know somebody further.
Very good. So bringing it back to social media, we're not the only ones obsessed. Big companies spend a lot of money on big data analytics to find out what gets our attention. So what is everybody using in terms of social media tools?
Well, I'm using Twitter and Facebook to grow my business. I know the Dallas Junior Chamber, we use Instagram, we use Twitter, Facebook, Periscope. We're just starting with the Periscope, and I really want to find out a little bit more about it because personally intimidated, right? Like the one time that I tried Periscope, all of a sudden I'm getting these people from different countries, and they're like asking me questions. I'm like, oh, this is weird. I'm getting all this. What am I going to do with this? A little intimidating, right? To have people worldwide even able to connect with you.
Sure. And I feel like it's different for everyone depending on the business that you're in. If you have a dog walking business, right, like maybe Instagram is a good platform for you. If you're in craft, maybe Pinterest is good for you. In my being an online entrepreneur, I Periscope quite a bit, and we've been talking about how live streaming is the way of the world is going in terms of social media, right? Me being my brand, right? Like I don't sell a service or a product, like it's me. The more interactions I can have with people, the more they can see the true me, all of me. I think the more magnetic and engaging I've become. It's really been very relevant for me to start including that live streaming. I also do a lot of Facebook, I would say private Facebook groups is the way that online entrepreneurs network a lot.
So you're pretty much, Maru, on all the social media channels. Do you
Except
have kind of a
Pinterest.
different voice for each one, or?
It's been very hard. I think that's one of the hardest things that I've had to, how do you say? It's been really hard for me to find my voice and in all of them, and to be able to be me 100% of the time, in and out of makeup, on and offline, in Facebook groups and in my personal Facebook groups. I think it's one of the hardest things when you make the leap from having a brick and mortar shop or having a professional corporate career to then having to sell yourself and say, hey, I can help you change your life and change your career. To then actually talk about how you can help them do that. It's been not been very easy, and it's the hardest thing to train even my clients. Like, how do you sound like you everywhere? So I'm really good at that, and we could do a whole show on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, we could.
So let's switch it up a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about the work-life balance and bring everybody in on that conversation.
Wait, there's a balance? Because I haven't found it. It's pretty much all on all the time.
I think as young professionals, we want to connect with people. We want to grow ourselves and grow. Whether if we're entrepreneurs, we want to grow our business. And like Kylie said, we don't often have.
It's exhausting, right?
Yeah.
You're trying to climb ladder and work-life balance.
But it is very necessary, because if you keep going and going and going and don't even just stop to recharge, you're not going to make progress. You need a time to get away. Maybe go to Florida, perhaps.
Yeah, my stepmom jokes. She's like, your dad is not going to be taking his laptop on the beach. I promise you.
Sure.
They're relaxing and having a great time.
Yeah, and I think that's a big part of it is, part of the work-life balance is taking time for yourself, just you. Whether, you have a professional, you have family going on, you do still need that, 45 minutes, 15 minutes a day where you just reflect on you.
45 minutes a day?
Well, that's what, you can work it in. Some of us don't need as much sleep as others.
Hey, what's everybody doing for Labor Day weekend, by the way?
Working.
Speaking of recharging. Oh, you are going to be working?
I'll
hey,
be
will
working,
you plug
so
your
I'm
dog
not-
walking business for us? I'm just so interested.
Sorry,
Not that I
what?
have a dog. I have a 5-year-old son who's in kindergarten. Shout out to Kayla. But so with your work-life balance, is there an in-between? Because your work is actually in your life.
It's really trying to find the lifetime just whenever it's available. I mean, I don't always have a 12-hour chunk of time or anything like that, but you can really get a lot out of just, here's an hour. I'm just going to sit here and read a book for an hour, and then I'll go right back to work. So I think it's really important to just find that time for yourself and whenever you can, and then enjoy it. And then you'll probably have to go right back to work, though. So.
Can I just chime in and say that it's really hard to give what you don't have. And when especially me, I'm on all the time, on social media. It's really, really hard for me to unplug because my income depends on me. I'm completely independent, self-reliant. And so, but what I've learned and what I teach my clients and my audiences is that, saying that you're too busy to stop for you to make yourself a priority in your health is like saying you're too busy to stop for gas. So it's something that,
Very, very good point there.
Right. You know what I mean? It's I think because we're young and we have the stamina and we have the energy, it's very easy to say go, 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 go. And, we're trying to be Wonder Woman or Superman and all that good stuff. But there will come a point where your creativity will suffer. Your clarity will suffer. The impact that you're having in your job will suffer. So I think it's super important to recharge. And even when I have recharge time, I'm like, oh, crap, I have a million things I'd like to do. Which one do I want to do? So
Yeah, it's like they say when
Simplification's
you
good.
get, on an airplane is you have to put your oxygen mask on first before you can help anybody else.
Gosh,
and
that's
that's what
such
I
a
always kind of go back to. If I'm not taking care of me, I can't take care of anybody else.
yeah. It's even harder when you're a mom.
Yeah, I'm sure it's even harder with the family. One thing I actually learned from the Dallas Junior Chamber is how to separate that work-life balance, because we're an all digital, all volunteer group, so everything's always on for the president and executive staff. I know, but there's always a tweet, or there's always a Facebook, or there's always an email from the board member or a prospective member, and it's just constant feed of chaos. And unless you break it down and get a little bit of rest and sanity, it will consume you. As someone who's been on the board for 5 years, it will eat you.
You guys are freaking me out.
But I'm better
I
now.
have no work-life balance.
Yeah, Kevin, let's talk about your work-life
I
balance.
work 7 days a week, 50 or 60 hours. I'm probably imploding as we speak. So,
But you know what? It goes back to the fact that you are doing something that you are so passionate about and love. And so that's so important to find in your career, is if you don't exactly have that work-life balance, you're working it in. You're working that life into your work into your life.
I've always liked to think that I thrive on chaos, but I'm sure everybody has their breaking point.
Talking about breaking points, Maru, I think you're a great expert on that. If someone just feels like they're completely losing their mind, talk about that.
So I think it goes back to what I said. I think it's important to replenish your tank and to have boundaries, right? Like I think boundaries is an important and difficult conversation to have with your significant other or with your boss or with your clients. But I think if you don't have those certain boundaries of and you don't have that self-awareness to know when it's time to stop or when it's time to withdraw and take some time off or, go on a breathing break or something, then the world around you will consume you, because we live in a world of traffic, distractions, overworking, overwhelm. And especially with social media and the internet, we're on 24/7. So you have to have that self-awareness, right? To say, I need some me time. And I don't know. I mean, my clients and I talk about we have to be a little selfish in a good way. I think it will empower us.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. This has been such a fun roundtable, you guys. Again, this is Sarah Crilley stepping in for the Jeff Crilley Show. Coming up, an incredible woman, speaker, entrepreneur, life coach, and business coach, Maru. We got a little sneak peek of you just now, but you're our next guest, so stay tuned with the Jeff Crilley Show.